Um, I don't talk about my OCs like they're my OCs. Like, oh my god, they're so personal to me. I mean, yeah, they are, but, like, if I was doing this for fun, I would, but I'm planning to, like, I don't know, like, create actual merchandise, show, comic, franchise kind of shit with it. And it does not lead to regular people taking your shit seriously when you talk like that, because, I mean, yeah, I get it. You know, you should create art for yourself, but at the same time, I want to create art for other people to enjoy and to take seriously, and like they're being led with a confident hand instead of one that's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I don't want to. I'm making shit up on the fly. That's what I feel with Vivzy Pop. I'm sorry. I know she worked hard, but like, and she is pioneering like making fucking internet shows that's like funded online. That's fucking cool. It's a legitimate breakthrough, right, for the animation industry, especially when it seems every facet of it is suffering right now under the duress of like Disney or other animation giants, 2D, 3D, fucking whatever, VFX. Like none of it is paying or hiring well. But the internet seems to be thriving more than ever with these indie projects. But what I mean to say is when I watch a show or when I read a manga, I want to be taken on a journey by someone who knows what they're doing and is confident, so that I can be fully led into their world. And I don't have to like peek behind the curtains to see fucking the Wizard of Oz tinkering around and not being a wizard. You know what I mean? I'm fine with it if you create a story for your OCs as like my friend, you know, like you're my friend and I would love to know the lore and how you create it. But with someone like Miyazaki and his films, I'm just craving for like a film or just something that really shows that the person knows what they're doing. And I don't have to like keep guessing what the author's intent is, because they've made it so clear, because it was made with this very steady hand. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not good enough right now for that. But I think the first step to creating like that sort of experience, that sort of watching experience, is to just take your work seriously. Don't call it OC, call it your characters. Call it, this is my story, this is my work. And it won't feel as deviant, arty, and kitsch. I don't know, maybe I'm just pretentious or like really old school, like not just 2000s or Y2K kind of old school. I mean like actually I want to create something that's, I don't know, like adjacent to Full Metal Alchemist or Lord of the Rings. I don't know why I said those two. I'm not like a diehard fan of either of those. I haven't even read Lord of the Rings. And I've only seen a couple of the movies. But what I mean is just like, I don't want to know about you, the author. I just want to see the work. And I'm so done with like series or like long format shows, and I know people look for that because they need something to fill their time with, but I love one shots. I love things that are super self-contained, that has like super tight writing, that I can just point and refer to and be like, hey, that piece of media is me, and if you watch that, you'll get a piece of me and what I'm about. and you don't have to watch 1,000 episodes just to get to know me. But yeah, I don't know, that's a really referential and weird way of going about like knowing a person's taste also, or like what of like connecting to them, because like I don't want to exactly use shows and movies and cartoons for a person to get to know who I am. I want to create that piece of work I just want to create that piece of work. And it's kind of a daunting task, because like not everyone has this idea of having a magnum opus. Some people just want to keep creating, and with different stories, kind of like an anthology. I think it's an anthology. Whatever Black Mirror was. Anthology, right? Not every artist has this idea, or not every illustrator, animator has this idea of like creating their one piece or their magnum opus. They don't want to be known for just one thing. I fucking do. I want to create this one fucking thing with these 2 characters for the rest of my life, because I want to keep developing them, and when I grow, they grow with me. And I've been drawing these characters for 10 years now, and I still haven't gotten tired of them, because as I've gone through my own life, these characters grow with me too. They are my life's work. I change and they change with me. So it's very reflective, right? And when this kind of work reflects so much of me and says something about me, I want it to be taken seriously. I want it to be, you know, like, I don't know. Am I being pretentious? It's like the difference between artists who are like, they don't mean to be nonchalant and mysterious, but they just sometimes are. They don't reveal a lot of information about themselves, and getting to know their background, their family, their income status, who or what they are, is surprisingly difficult, even though their work is so personal. Kind of like Nagata Kabi, right? She created that manga, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, and even though her work deals with like heavily personal themes of like alcoholism, eating disorder, self-harm, depression, being a repressed lesbian, mommy issues, it's like she still doesn't, and it's like semi-autobiographical, like it's legitimately autobiographical. And the fact that she hired a prostitute to just have her first experience with you know, another woman. There's not that much about her. You don't see her real face, and I don't know if she has like an Instagram where she just like blogs or anything, or just like constantly posts, but probably not. And I want to be that kind of author where it's just like, you don't need to know anything about my own real life in order to gain something out of my work. I want you to look at my work purely and not at me. And it's also kind of what like CJDX was saying in like some podcasts. It's like, you don't always want to let people into your process. Like, artists need to start taking themselves seriously again. And I get it, because filming the process, posting the process of like your failures, your mistakes, your progress, that's exciting to people, and that actually is far more engaging. There's more like educational value in that than like just posting the final result. And you don't want to fall into that trap of like that Instagram effect where you only post what's perfect and polished in your life, right? And makes people have fucking FOMO or some shit. But I really think that constantly interrupting yourself to show your process is hampering your reputation as an artist. It's making it so that you take yourself less seriously. And there was something to that. I don't know. Like, I truly just want to be the kind of artist where people just engage with my work alone and then leave my real fucking life alone. Like, you don't need to know who my husband or partner is to get to know me. You don't need to know, oh, who's she dating, or like, oh, what's the sexuality, blah blah blah, or like, oh, blah blah blah, or like, oh, what kind of family issues is she dealing with, in order to like care about what I'm doing. I think if the quality of the work is good enough, it should stand on its own. But at the same time, could I make a work like that? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want to let people into my fucking world. I would like it to be private. Also, I look like shit now. Yeah. I don't know. Would I ever do like behind the scenes footage of me like, this is how I make my novel? No, I just shat out like, I don't know, how many fucking words, like fucking 56,000 words or something, I forget now the count. And I just did it, and there you have it. Like, in a world that's so oversaturated, artists have to keep pouring more and more of themselves and bleeding onto the fucking page and using their own real life trauma as fodder for your art. And I don't know if that leads to better art. It definitely leads to art that connects with more people, but it's the equivalent of trauma dumping. And I don't think that makes for a creative or fulfilling pursuit of finding your own style, your own calling as an artist. I think that just means that whenever you create the next work, you have to use your own real life shit to fuel your art again. And I don't know, like, I prefer if people were so skilled that they were able to actually just use their imagination, even if they've never been like a, I don't know, 1930s detective, or they've never been a half dragon fucking fantasy warrior. Like, yeah, you aren't those things, and you can use your real life experiences to back you up, but I don't think your work should be that autobiographical. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I just like, you know, when did we feel it in ourselves to owe so much of who and what we are in our childhoods and the things that make us us into the world, instead of just creating stuff that's just good and fictional? I don't know. Is there a distinction? There's just a lot of different types of artists. Maybe I just prefer to be private. Yeah, I don't know. You can do both. Obviously. You can be a private individual and you can allow your art to connect to many people, because you put so much of your own self, your own flavor, your own details about your life, how they inform the way that you move through the world and how you speak to people. But I don't think that's common anymore. I don't know. It's just, what am I fucking talking about? God only knows.